want to switch gears real quick because we just recently talked about the treasonous activity within our government branches, including the FBI leaking information to prevent these raids from happening across the country. But here's a situation that I thought was interesting. A contractor is kind of upset and pissed because all of his workers, his illegal workers, was being arrested at the job site. Check it out.
Meantime, a South Florida contractor says he is shocked by an immigration raid at one of his job sites in Wilton Manors. The contractor says one man was handcuffed and taken away. CBS's Miami's Joe Gorcha is live now in Wilton Manors with how he is moving forward from this story and what he describes as pretty harrowing, Joe.
Jim, on Friday morning, Jeb Schaefer says he received an unexpected call. He says one of his subcontractors at a job site here in Wilton Manors said that there were federal agents there. So what did Schaefer do? He rushed over trying to defuse the tension. A man records, informing agents he's doing so because they're on private property. It's a job site Jeb Schaefer of Schaefer Construction hired subcontractors to work on.
Like family to you. So it's very upsetting to see that.
Schaefer tells us federal agents took one of the workers away in handcuffs on Friday. We see the man wearing a white shirt being guided away by a federal agent.
I'm told that, yeah, he's lived in the United States for 15 years, this guy. And again, he's got a wife, he's got a kid.
Schaefer tells us his subcontractor is up against the wall in this video in a yellow shirt with federal agents standing in front of him. Then we see Schaefer coming into view, wearing a dark red collared shirt, filming and observing.
And he was trying to get, his guy's cell phone so that he could get it to his guy's wife.
He told everyone to pack up and go from the job site for the day after it all unfolded.
I'd like to find out what the circumstances were that,
Poor contractor walking up in your pressed shirt. And now you're concerned about what's going on and you're concerned and you're actually turning a little bit more liberal. You know why? Do you know why rich people then turn more liberal? It's not because they actually believe in liberal policies that happen inside of the United States of America. Rich people embrace liberalism because it starts to affect their pocketbooks. Rich people turn liberal when it starts to affect them personally. And if you actually want to pay attention to the people that you should be paying a livable wage to or the people that you should be hiring, right? Because they going to skip over you. If y'all want diversity, equity, and inclusion, then you should go and talk to these people that are extreme liberal. Because they are the ones that hire outside entities and jobs they're taking from the people that you're supposed to be. Look, if you want to solve the housing crisis, because I believe that the housing crisis is based off of affordability. It's not based off of availability. But you had a lot of raging liberals that was leapfrogging off of Kamala Harris's talking points and saying, well, we have a housing shortage. Well, it's possible that we have over 25 to 30 million people that's not supposed to be here that's buying up all the houses that then raise up the prices because the demand for houses go up, the availability goes down. And if you want to use that as a talking point, then that means it actually goes against what we believe in this country and why it is that we have so many housing crises and why the prices are being driven up. If you then remove all the people that were supposed to be here, if you have all of these job sites where they're passing you over your diversity, equity, and inclusion, you want opportunity in this country? Well, it was supposed to go to you. Teach your son a trade, let them get a livable wage, protest against all of this illegal migration into this country, and then maybe he'll be able to perform on these job sites and he'll be able to make his livable wage. He'll be able to start his business. He'll be able to feed his family. No, but we see all of these big time tough guys, and it's because they allow for the bottom to eat just a little bit and they basically prevent you from the opportunity, and then they start to get involved and engaged because it starts to hurt their pocketbooks. See, if they had to actually compete and pay the same amount that other people are paying people that are in the union, paying contractors that's actually American citizens, paying people that didn't commit crimes inside of this country, a wage that they thought was fair or what the market then demanded from them, it would be a whole nother ball game. It would be a whole nother ball game. You had 15 years. Think about it. He's been over here for 15 years. That's what he said. You had 15 years to get your life together, and you couldn't do it in 15? You've been here for 15 years. Is it our fault that you decided to go and have children illegally inside of the United States of America, and then we supposed to recognize what you think makes sense in our country that is laws and it's governed by the laws and the Constitution that we put forth? You had 15 years to get it together, and you didn't. And it's the ICE's fault. It's the federal government's fault that you getting arrested because you didn't do what you were supposed to do when you was over here making money for 15 years. 15. See that? 5, 5, 5. 5 times 3. 5 plus 5 plus 5. That's 15. You have 15 years to get it together, and you ain't get it together. And I'm supposed to feel bad. I'm supposed to feel sorry for this guy that's probably a millionaire. Why? Why should I feel sorry for this guy that's probably a millionaire? Because now he got to suffer and he ain't got enough contractors on his job. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out.
Allowed them to come and take him because I want to educate myself.
So we spoke with an immigration attorney who walks us through what to know when federal agents arrive on your private worksite, business, or home.
They have to have a warrant signed by a magistrate or a judge. And if they do not have a warrant signed by a magistrate or a judge, you do not have to let them in.
Immigration attorney Angel Leal tells us you can let federal agents in without showing a warrant. It's up to you as the business owner or homeowner. Once agents are in, Leal says you have the right to remain silent.
Part of your right to remain silent is not standing where they tell you to sign if you happen to be undocumented, because that's a form of expression.
And he adds everyone has the right to speak to an attorney first.
Stay calm, do not resist, invoke your constitutional rights. Everyone in this country, independent of the...
Somebody said this guy doesn't understand immigration like Myron Gaines does. Shout out to Myron Gaines. I'm glad that he understands immigration. He also worked for the FBI, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody told me he worked for the FBI. That's great. Let me tell you something. From my C student's perspective, you know what I need to understand? I need to understand whether or not you're going to get deported in that cargo plane or not. I understand it enough to know that you're about to get arrested and get your butt thrown out. You're going back to where you came from. You're going to Venezuela. You're going to Venezuela, baby. If you came in the country illegally, you gotta go home. And you gotta come in here and do it the right way and not skip the line. If you escape from prison and you've been escaped for 25 years, you still have to go back to prison when we catch you. Is there anything that I don't understand about that? We all do we both agree with that? You're not gonna come on here and mess up what we got going on. If you want to participate, you gotta come over here legally. I don't care how many kids you got. If you don't want your family to suffer, then don't have kids illegally inside of the country that you're not supposed to be in. It's very simple for me. This is not rocket science. Y'all acting like it take a genius to figure out exactly what you're supposed to do. You knew what the laws was. That's why you skipped the border.
A story you'll only see on Local 10. We continue to follow the deportation fears coming from a Coral Springs family.
A father with no criminal history is escorted out of his home by heavily armed agents on Wednesday. Our cameras also getting a first-hand look at the immigration crackdown today. Our news crew riding with ICE agents as they take illegal immigrants into custody here in South Florida.
I hate to have
Local
to
10's
talk
Christian
like
De La
that
Rosa
to
is live
help
tonight in
people
Dania
understand
Beach, and he has more reaction coming from the family of the South Florida man on the fight to set him free. Christian.
You're absolutely right. Federal agents are hard at work enforcing.
Somebody said, what was that accent? That's do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth accent. That's what it is.
Immigration law across South Florida, even tonight. And as we've been hearing from them, they say that they are prioritizing folks who are in the country illegally who also have a criminal record, a criminal past. But as we've been seeing ourselves, some of the folks that are also being taken into custody have no criminal record.
It is. It's called walking over the border and not having permission to do so. That is called criminal activity. It's called trespassing. Illegally crossing the border. That's what it's called.
Agent on the ground confirmed the vehicle is there.
Yep, there we go.
Local 10 News riding along with federal agents as they spot their target. Our Janine Stanwood right there.
And they are moving on Federal Highway.
Oh, and stop in here. All right, let's go.
U.S. Customs Enforcement and U.S. Border Patrol getting a hold of a man they say isn't just in the country illegally. They say he has a criminal record for felony theft in his native Colombia.
He was only catching really.
Yep, I agree. If you was over there stealing in Colombia, you're not gonna get a free record over. You're not gonna get no. You gotta go ahead and stick around in Colombia. Make sure that you do what you're supposed to do. Record over there, record over here. It's all criminal activity. You wouldn't have probably got in if you had applied the first time. Just because you're here don't mean that you're supposed to be here. Time to go home. Time to go home. It just is what it is. It just is what it is.
Police and the subject failed to disclose his.
I'm used. Ooh, okay. I see you, baby girl. I'm used to this. We used to this. Listen, for most black people that grew up in impoverished environments or environments that was less conducive to what you're supposed to be when you grow up, we're used to this. These immigration ICE look like the raid bands. They all do the same thing. We call them the jump out boys. All right, we call them the jump out boys. What y'all should have did was connected with black folk that came from the hood or the projects and said, hey, how we supposed to move with the jump out boys? We know what this is. We seen this a long time. That's why we not tripping. The only people that's tripping about this situation is white people. The only people that's tripping about the jump out boys is white people. Real talk. I ain't even gonna kid you. Oh my God, what is going on out there? Oh, I keep seeing y'all on TikTok and Instagram. I can't believe it. You guys need to have a heart. Why aren't you concerned? All of the Mexicans is on the internet. Black folk, why don't you come to help us? Why you not coming over here and over to protest with us? Why you not over here? And the first thing that came to my mind, because I know that y'all don't understand the culture, but because I came from it, I don't necessarily embrace it, but I actually came from it. And I was thinking to myself, how come y'all wasn't coming over here to help us when the raid bands was coming and taking us to jail? How come you wasn't participating when we had the crack epidemic and nobody had any sympathy? I didn't see nobody on social media say, oh my God. Look at them taking all of those black faces to jail. Look at the crack epidemic. Now, I'm supposed to be concerned because your son is stuck on meth and Fenty. Look at the Fenty that's killing everybody inside of the United States of America. And I'll be looking like, dang, that's crazy. Look at what happened. We adapted. We ready for war. Nobody was tripping when the Jump Out Boys and Gang Squad over here in Detroit was over here hitting people upside the head. Get in here. Give me all of your money. They was raiding the hood left and right. You know what they said? You know what people said? You got to root out the bad ones. We got to fix the community. We was like, yo, where the government resources at? The CIA is planting crack in the community. Now we got the FBI leaking information, getting them arrested, and now y'all want to be concerned. Oh, Susan, why aren't you black people over here helping us out? No, we chilling. Conservative, Democrat, liberal, Republican, no matter what you want to talk, we chilling. We observing the show. Dang. What's all of that over there? Domingo and Emmanuel is over there getting arrested. Dang. Anton, but he has a wife and children. So did Bartholomew over there, and nobody tripped. Nobody tripped. I think what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Nobody flipped. You know what they said? Look at that. Messing up the neighborhood. And fair. I think that that's a fair assessment. At the same time, I was looking at Jesus over there like, dang. You see what that's happening there, Sid? You see what's happening, Holmes? They over there taking him. At least they gave y'all an opportunity to keep y'all family together. They said, y'all don't have to leave. Y'all can all get deported together. Everybody can go together. Trump is a merciful president. Trump is a merciful president. He said, y'all don't even have to, y'all can all go together. Tom? Hey, listen, we giving y'all the choice to all go. We got a cargo plane, some shackles, and we gonna get y'all on y'all way if y'all all want to stick together. For us, they was just like, should get on government assistance, break up her family, turn her son gay, and then that'll be the end of the conversation. No big deal. Courtesy of the CIA bringing in drugs inside of the United States of America. Now, I'm supposed to be appalled. But what about the children? They're going into churches and the schools, and they're taking them out of the schools. Every man for theyself. This is a every man for theyself situation inside of the United States of the Americas. Everybody for theyself. Everybody for theyself. No diversity, equity, inclusion. No sympathy for the immigration. No nothing. We good over here. I've been hustling my whole life. You think I can't survive just because you got laid off? Oh my God, I'm Susan. The job market is out of control. I'll be looking at them like, whoo-hoo, business opportunity. I'm tripping off y'all. I ain't tripping even a little bit. Not even a smidget. Let's get it. Oh, y'all ain't think I was gonna go there. Y'all ain't think you thought that I was just gonna tell you what you wanted to hear? Oh, you thought that just because you don't identify as black, you don't identify as brown or white, or you're a woman, or you're a part of the sassy community, that I was gonna have some mercy on you. No, everybody can get it. Everybody has to be held accountable over here on the Millionaire Morning Show. All right. Okay, Pumpkin. Let me go ahead and read some of the super chats. Get out of your feelings. Stop telling me what I'm supposed to think and that I'm supposed to have sympathy for you. I don't care. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. Tammy Ramsey says, how do you feel about white supremacy? Oh, yeah, I read that one. Shout out to you. I appreciate you. Thank you for holding me down. Laguerre says, Trump just fired the CFO of FEMA, Mary Coleman's. They found she was still funding the migrant hotels last week in New York City. I heard about that. I want to actually be able to substantiate that. Send it to my email. I appreciate you. Legendary One says, your mother is right about your mother is right about you. You are too smart to be this dependent on thriving in and perpetuating these ideals. You know what, Legendary? I'm going to give you a little bit of a pass because you actually know how to type a sentence and you use the correct punctuation. You don't actually love your country, but only what you have gained by being here. I was born here. What you mean being here? I was born here. My father was born here. His father was born in Dawson, Georgia. Go on there and look up Dawson, Georgia. The Daniels over there in Dawson, Georgia, and look at what we've contributed to this country. Oh, what? How dare you, Legendary? I got out of this what I put into it. I put hard work, I put my tax, I take care of business, and I make sure that I take care of my family, and I contribute into the church. I've contributed into the church my entire life. He followed before him. He followed before him. He followed before him. I went and looked at my family, and I traced my history, and I went and looked at it, and there was stilts on that house down there in Dawson, Georgia. They asked me if I want to stay. I said, no, I'm going to Atlanta, and I'm going to stay in an Atlanta hotel because the bus was this big down there in Dawson, Georgia. What do you mean? My family helped build this country, and then I worked my way up based off of the fact that my father made the sacrifices to give me what I need, and now you want to sit here and say, I love my country? I love my country. My ancestors bled for this country. What do you mean I don't love my country? What we supposed to do? Huh? I think I miss my talent. I miss my calling. I'm over here doing the Millionaire Morning Show. I was supposed to be on a movie set. I'm supposed to be on a movie set. Me, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, and Dave Chappelle. And I'm over here doing the Millionaire Morning Show trying to explain to you why I deserve to be in this country. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with these people? What do you mean I don't love my country? My country didn't love me. I love my country before my country loved me. I loved it for.